There are thousands of guides on Rainbow Six, everything from spawn peeking spots to breakdowns of stats from every single weapon. Today you're not going to witness any of that because sometimes winning by itself just isn't good enough. Here are playstyles that downright intimidate the other team if played successfully. The first is to run either of the Italian operators and equip their mighty shotguns. This is where the fun begins. Legendary investor Warren Buffett said the famous line, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." It means to just do the opposite of what everyone else is doing and hope for the best, which sounds fucking stupid. However, his billions of dollars suggest that he probably knows his shit. At the start of the round, those fucking simpletons on your team will want to reinforce every wall in sight, but those dumb shits are only thinking with 10% of their brains. Your shotgun can shoot for longer than Operation Health back in 2017, so use that shit to delete every significant wall in sight. The other team's level of map knowledge will all of a sudden be more useless than Warden, as you exploit your ability to shoot them from sight lines they never thought possible. And if those dumb shits get too close, then just show them how fucking ridiculous a shotgun with a drum magazine truly is. A good player will know that you can't use this workhorse like any other weapon, so instead of trying to get some cheeky angle, just hold down that trigger and look at the general direction of the people you want dead. You might as well be T-posing on their dinner table while aggressively playing the banjo to the tune of Walk Like an Egyptian, because those dumb fucks are now thoroughly intimidated. But perhaps you'd like to terrify the other team in another sense with a big fuck off gun. Most players who play our mighty Lord and Savior will set this shit up in the objective room and enjoy that delicious Pikachu face while the other team tries to take you on like any other operator. While this does work well, it just isn't scary enough. The most oppressive way to play this god in the squad is to run the fuck away from your team and set yourself up at the most unlikely of locations. It's bad enough to be going up against arguably the strongest gun in the game with a built-in head shield, but when they manage to have the element of surprise, you might as well just give them your skill rating on a silver platter. When you think about it logically, the only thing more terrifying than being stuck in shark-infested waters is if the sharks were all invisible. Have fun giving the other team severe stress while they're unable to ever know for sure where the most deadly player on your team is waiting to murder them. Tachanka is also uniquely qualified to spawn peek the fuck out of the other team. Just find yourself a nice elevated window and enjoy being literally invincible while your monster of a gun with no recoil makes them look more stupid than people who have a Facebook profile picture of themselves pointing a gun at the camera. But perhaps you want to give people the big murder on attack. Throw caution into the wind and meet your new main, Amaru. The trick to success is to never fool yourself into thinking you can be too aggressive. Amaru's biggest strength is her speed, and the assumption by the other team that no one will be stupid enough to rush without solid intelligence. Unlucky for those idiots, intelligence doesn't mean shit when you've just been shot in the fucking head. Making incredible plays relies on the assumption that the other team is on an elevated floor, your own speed and decisiveness, and the fact that most players on defense will spend around 20 seconds even after the drone phase has ended to keep setting up their defenses. So just zip on up and reap your easy kills while they're still arguing with themselves over which operator is indeed the thickest. Next up we have Clash, who is the most blatantly disgusting operator to fight in a 1v1 situation. Clash just breaks every single fucking rule of Rainbow Six, and quite frankly, there's often nothing the attacking team can do about it. Enforce the buddy system with a friend near the start of a round, and with solid communication, there is literally no fucking way for you to lose. You can straight up just walk outside and Emperor Palpatine those idiots, while your ultimate wingman cleans them up like fairy floss induced vomit at Disney World. A Kavira works best in these situations, as then it simply becomes a case of chaining kills from one person to another until you earn yourself a round for free. However, even if you're a degenerate without friends, Clash can still get that gamer bread. It might not seem so, but in a 1v1 situation, your chances of winning are around 90%. Just embrace the power of spinning As it turns out, unequipping the shield while turning to the right at just the right speed will cover your body as you grab your gun, and if done correctly, will leave you lined up to perfectly finish off the enemy who will be still recovering from your electricity. The best part of this move is that it ticks both the boxes of being surprisingly easy to pull off, while also being impressive as fuck to your teammates.
Oh, get fucked, bro.
Although, the most disrespectful way to finish off an enemy player is to wear them down slowly with the minuscule damage her tickling provides, while their life leaves their body as they question every decision they've ever made that led them to the moment of their demise. The two rules of playing Clash are to never be flanked and to never let people come within knife distance. Speaking of knives, an excellent way to impose your greatness on the other team is to schedule them a meeting with a blade more unpleasant than a picnic with my ex-wife. This strategy is far from the MLG Pro playbook of sweaty playstyles, but we are not trying to just stomp the other team. No fucking person on the face of the earth gives two shits if you use an overpowered gun to wipe 4 free weekend players from existence. A truly good player will win with 2 hands behind their back and earn the respect of their enemies and the profanity of their teammates.
He's over here, Cameron.
Fuck off. Oh my god.
They say that fortune favors the bold, and in the case of abandoning your perfectly good guns in favor of a glorified butter knife, this cannot be more true. When choosing which operators best suit this dumb playstyle, there are a few factors to consider. Speed is one of the most important considerations, as obviously closing the distance will be the main hurdle to securing kills. Most players might tend to gravitate toward operators who are able to mask the sound of movement, but oftentimes it's a better option to divert attention away from yourself as opposed to trying to cover evidence of your own existence. Alibi is an excellent choice, as her 3 speed allows fast movement and her decoys can be used as a brief but effective distraction. Players adopting this mentality should be creative in their approach, as all it takes is proper planning and the kind of confidence that only completely bottoming out your skill rating can provide. In the end, that's the real secret to make this dumb shit work. Rainbow Six players are so accustomed to playing the game in a certain way and have hardwired assumptions regarding the behavior of their enemies. When this is challenged, it is often very difficult for these players to properly adapt, and in many cases, they outright won't be able to comprehend what kind of daring outlandish shit you're doing until it's far too late. As a player, I personally find the most joy in these types of strategies, the ones that challenge the normal flow of a game and heavily lean into the factor of player psychology over simply clicking heads. Despite sounding like a fucking top 10 channel, these have been my 5 favorite ways to flex in Rainbow Six Siege. I hope to see truly skilled players use this to prove their worth, rather than insta-picking Cali at the start of every round and getting a triple kill through 6 soft walls. You know who you fucking are.